Test, 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 test. Can you guys hear me? Let me know. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear this, and we will get started. Is music too loud? Music seems alright. Test, test, test. Cool, Fletch. What's up, my friend? Oh, so let's get this started. It's the end of the weekend. Welcome to Rainbow Trend Stream. This is Rainbow Runner. I'm gonna do some looks at the markets as normal. And see what we got coming into the week. I typically really like looking at the charts on Sunday before streams or before futures and all that hit. Well, I guess futures are open, but the real stock market's open on Monday. And then usually I can get a stream around midweek. So, anywho, if you're new here, make sure to come hang out with us over at the Discord. That's where we do most of our talking during the week. We don't stream 24/7 like some of the other guys who are just absolute goats. But let's get into it. So starting off, the stream is intended to be used for educational purposes only. It's not intended to be used as financial advice. But how you guys doing? Crazy weekend for me so far. Got to go do Supercross late last night with the entire family. Absolute awesome to see it all, and had a friend who was actually trying to make it his first pro race, or trying to make it to his first Supercross. He didn't make it, had a wreck, but it was cool to know he was there trying and all that. So anyway, great race. If you haven't watched the Supercross, man, like some of the motocross racing and stuff like that has not been this epic in a very long time. Usually it's like 1 to 2 guys who are like in it to be champs, like potential contenders. Nowadays there's like 6. There's 6 guys who could get the championship this year in the 450 class, so it's crazy. But Eli Tomac won with Sexton just behind him. But it was crazy track, cool to see some stuff, and got to see Hayden Deegan actually make his first pro debut, and I think he got 4th. Dude was doing well. So anywho, yeah, he's all right. He's a little sore. He lucky the way he landed. He's all right. But anywho, we've been covering this chart, looking at Bitcoin. This is going to dictate all your alts for the most part, macro-wise. I know in the Rainbow Trends Discord, some people have been absolutely crushing scalps. Stuff that makes me nervous, but I will tell anybody this: if you're killing it, I can't tell you nothing. Like, if it's working for you, do it. I really don't have time to look at screens all day, but a lot of you guys have a really good knack for it and have your setups with your alerts and all that, and it's absolutely phenomenal to watch. Love to see it. You guys are killing it. I think there was some 700% degen plays on like only 10x's. It was crazy. Maybe those were 20. I don't remember, but there's been a ton of P&L stuff. So flat out, it's awesome to see it because you guys are pushing the tools further than I ever thought they'd get pushed, and it seems to be repeatable. So congrats to you guys. And keep it up. And like I say with everybody, like, if you're trading 30-second candles and it's working for you, like, don't listen to me about wanting to look and focus on H4s, right? If it works for you, you found your wells, found your signals, run with it. It's all about finding what you're comfortable with. My current affairs of life, I work 5 to 4 every single day, Monday through Friday, have full-blown family, and have Rainbow Trends full-time as well. So I'm always stacked for time. So I tend to look at the 4-hour charts and look at swing trades and stuff like that on like the major caps, like coins that I'm really familiar with. But we can take a look at some of the lower time frame stuff. And I may actually try to pull up the Discord on Twitch. I haven't done that before, but we can try. Let me take a quick detour and let everybody know that we are live. Always forget to do that. See you there. Let me do Discord alerts. Cool. All right, all that's out. We're done. So anyway, this is the range we've been trading since June. Wow, it seems like this wasn't that long ago. We had the capitulation down to here. I don't remember what the news was on this one. And then, of course, this is the famous FTX bomb. And we went down to like 15K. I've got the multiple highlighted areas of pivots where we have like triple pivots, quad pivots. Those are the main points of confluence that we're looking at. And we're coming up on the last one. and this is a very clean triple pivot. So this is the king of the kings, and this is one that we actually called back in the day. Said, hey, this is a higher high, but look, the colors are weakening. The colors went from blue to blue purple to blue green to just green with no RSI candles here. And we called this swing failure pattern, and it went all the way down. So many people longed here, and so many people got destroyed here. This pullback was pretty gnarly. 26% on spot on Bitcoin. The alts went bonkers in a bad way, right? Not that I'm going to toot my own horn, but I'm going to call it like it is. We called this in the Discord. It wasn't just me who spotted this, and we covered it in streams, and we got our traders out. And we took profit here, and we waited, and it came down. We came all the way back up, and then this was CPI print, and it nuked. And then we got to here. We had some Bartish signs here. We were on top of this. We got our top signal, and then she nuked again on FTX. And we actually took some long positions here. And I think I held these for about 2 months. And I cut here on my Ethereum trade. And it ended up going up a level higher. And now we're coming up on the Big Daddy order block. So that's where we're at right now. That's the quick summary of the past, gosh, I don't even know how many months this is. 7 or 8 months. Crazy if we come up on a year on this range. But the question is this macro? Is this the bottom? Don't really know yet. Frankly, I think this order block here is going to dictate the rest of the year. If we take this out or if we reject it. Because one of two things is going to happen. Like, let's be clear. We are not going to go sideways under this support for months. That's not in the play cards. That's not in the books. This thing is either going to break through it and launch, and people are going to go absolutely out of their mind, or this thing is going to reject and scare people like you wouldn't believe. And it's not about what I want. Obviously, I want Bitcoin to go up. What matters is we're able to identify that this turning point is about to hit. That's the key. Because we're aware that this is coming. And since we're aware this is coming, we get to position accordingly. So if I'll say this is, if you had your longs down here, protect them. We're coming up and we're cutting into the channel walker, right? You can see the channel walker's flipped yellow. So we're starting to get into that. The colors are kind of pulling over. We've got a second sell signal. We got to be really, really careful here. Now, the apes may show up. We haven't seen apes in about a year. If the apes show up and completely just slam volume, we can break through this. We really can. But if it doesn't happen, my plan of attack is to load up down here somewhere, wherever we kind of bottom out and get another trade in, right? This very well may be like the mid-range of a Wyckoff accumulation, albeit the way this is printing levels, I don't call it Wyckoff, but it definitely would be argued that it is accumulation. We could end up forming our creek before we jump it, right? This could be the beginning of the hill of which a creek is printed. So got to be really, really careful, because if that is what this thing's going to retrace 30-something, 40% and come down to one of these support levels. I'm not sure which one that's going to be. And let me draw the lines on it so it's a little easier to see. You're going to have one there, and it's going to be green. And if you don't know what these are the rainbow pivots. These are on the main indicator. And they're super, super deadly. They're not traditional pivots. They're algorithmic pivots. They basically just cheat. If you want to see where all the order blocks are, these things highlighted like it's cheating. Because you order block a radar, essentially. But anyway, those are them, and those are the levels that we'd be coming down to. Let me print these across. Just because I want to look a little professional tonight for no reason at all. Red. Switch it over to red. Switch that over to red. Yeah, I didn't do it. No? What's going on here? There we go. Alright. That's your cheat sheet. We're either going to range through this until this makes or breaks. And we're either going to, and whenever we break, it's going to establish the next level, right? So far, all year long, or for the past 12 months, we've been forming ranges, breaking down, forming a new range, breaking down, forming a new range, breaking down. And for the first time, we've really pulled up, back up and out of a range and not fully nuked into a new one. Realistically, if we were still trucking along like we have been, this should have been like this down here and not pulled back up. But so far we have pulled back up, and now people are starting to do a bunch of bull posts about how this is the macro bottom for Bitcoin, and that remains to be seen. We don't know yet. We'll see. Now I will say that, and that's the thing is I'm kind of just sitting on the sidelines waiting. I want to see this pivot break or hold, and it's like I said, it's either going to break down or break up. One of two things are going to happen. Now, coming up into next week, I don't think all the news articles that we're going to see about this balloon that got shot down is going to be bullish. I think the market's going to get a little skittish on that, but we'll see what China and the U.S. start doing when they start yelling at each other. Just is what it is. Thank you for the follow, Magna. But let me catch up on chat, see what's going on. Thank you, Sean, for stopping by. What's up, Fletch? Jared's in the house. Oh, we got Malifestro in. Hey, would you compare SNX versus Waves? We can look at that when we get to alt. I don't know the correlation between the two, but we can take a look at it. But anyway, that's the intro on Bitcoin. That's where we're at, and see you later, Sean. We got to see what happens because we just don't know yet, right? And it like it doesn't matter. It's a coin toss. It's gonna do one of those two things, right? Let's just wait till it happens because it'll be really obvious. But the whole reason I'm like sounding like not so excited, because people are like beating the war drums about going long here. You have got to realize if this thing breaks down, it will melt faces. And it will scare people out of their positions, and every single alt will get dumped for the most part. And you don't know how far it's going to go. It's either going to hit this level, or maybe go all the way back into the 15s. We don't really know yet. But the problem is I don't want to short this. I don't want to long this. I just want to take profit here. So I'm past the point of taking profit. So now I just kind of want to sit back and watch. And that's all I want to do. And I can't get shaken out or hurt if I'm sitting in stables just waiting for this to break. If this thing pops up, I re-enter in long. If this thing starts breaking down, I just start looking for my entries. That's keep it simple, stupid, right? A lot of this stuff people like overcomplicated and they want to guess how all this stuff's going to play out. Like, this is really trying to get you to not FOMO and cheat. Like right now, this is textbook BART setup. TP signal, RSI quit printing, the colors are rotating, and it looks like a hairline. And if we're like stereotypical, you could start saying like, hey, here's a shoulder, here's a head, which is going to come down, do another shoulder, and then nuke, right? And then you'd have head and shoulders. That's an awful drawing because it's out of proportion, but you get the point. So, because this is kind of like this, like, albeit this was FTX, but we went over, we rolled over, and then she nuked. And if you're not protected here, like, don't give anything back. That's the big thing. Don't give this back. We've done a 40-something% run from these lows, and we've made a bunch of profits, and the whole team's done great. The P&L stuff in the Discord is on fire. Keep it up. What I'm saying is I don't want to hear any mourning. I don't want to hear any people complaining that they lost. This is where you protect your booty until this breaks up or down. And regardless, if you're someone who shorts, like, you should be itching because this is maybe your opportunity to get in some killer stuff if this melts faces. Now, we'll see. I don't really know. Thank you for the follow. Reversal? That's a cool name. So anyway, before I go into the alts, because there's a lot of people hopping on and saying hi. If you're not familiar with who we are, go to rainbow-trends.com. We're a unique group. We're kind of a hybrid between quantitative trading as well as like Wyckoff and market maker theory. And we chase whales essentially with paint. And we got a bunch of tools, got a cool stuff. But the key point of this is this website. If you go to the top, we have community and you can hop on our Discord. Discord's free, no paywalls, and they got people dropping alpha all day, 24/7. So definitely come check us out and say hi. Frankly, you guys have been teaching me a lot this week, so it's been kind of cool. And eventually, like, one day I've always like speculated, or not speculated. I know this is going to happen. it's gonna be like Matrix and the Neo. Like there will be a chosen one, and I'll get surpassed. Someone eventually will be better with these tools than me. So, and you got to remember, I wrote these tools because I was an awful trader years ago, and I had to make what I needed because it didn't exist. So here we are 5 years later, rainbow charts, and got a pretty decent following. Never would have thought was possible. So shout out to you guys, because my stuff looks like unicorns and rainbows, and people are actually taking it seriously. And you get to the point where some whales are actually talking to you about using your tools, and they're throwing around six-figure trades like it's nothing, and you're like, how did it come to this? But glad you guys are here. It's been a hell of a journey. Now, Ethereum, this is a really messy chart, and as you can see, I draw all over it. But these are the key levels. Ethereum is much more volatile than a Bitcoin right now. The range is not as steady, or as... It's different. This is not a mirror of the Bitcoin chart. This thing went crazy high. This run from 1,000 went to 100%. It went to $2,000, and then she blew out the top, and she came back down almost damn near to the same levels. So there's a lot of levels here that we have to pay attention. And my major entries, this was the main thing I've done over the past few months that actually had decent skin in the game. I longed this area around here. I think I got below 1,100 on that retest, and I held it till we got here. We got our first like H4 top on some serious colors. We actually printed a pink candle, and the pink candle rotation's what got me, and I sold here. It was like 40% on spot. And now she's taken another swing at the next level, which is this previous BART pattern we had. This was textbook BART as well, right? 3 drives, nuke. Top signal, RSI color RSI color rotations, as well as candle color rotations, and then we chop through the channel walker tool here. And if you don't know, this is the channel walker, that tool right there. And now we're forming this, and like I said, this is setting up like Bitcoin. It's tagging this very, very important level that this massive move could not get through. It's tagged it, and it's hit it really about 3 times. This was a lower high, but now we have a higher high. But look, the colors are weak, really, really weak. We don't have any RSI X's here. It's just green candles. So I'm skittish until this makes or breaks. But for the most part, the coolest thing is like we identified our TP levels, and we've knocked out 4 of the 5. Well, there's technically a 6 way, way up here. But it's cool to see it. The way the market's been going lately, it's like you get 2 or 3 of these, and then everything just dies. So far, we've gotten 4 of them. And we'll just see. If Bitcoin breaks up, we're going to tag 5, maybe go for 6. We don't know. You got to remember, we have liquid staking coming up on Ethereum, as in like all the people that can stake will be able to remove their stuff from the contract. That's coming up allegedly in March. I haven't seen anything lately to say otherwise. I'm really not sure if that's still on schedule, but I wouldn't be surprised either way. Ethereum development, they tend to kick stuff down the road to make sure they do it right. They're anything but fast, but you know, we did the F2.0 merge and didn't have any issues with it, so it's kind of crazy. And I think we're actually deflationary, so let me check that up because I don't have that on the screen. F deflationary. I think it's ultrasound money. Yeah, ultrasound money. So we're actually fully deflationary so far, so that's awesome. So since they've done the F2.0, they've fully merged, or they're negative. So if you don't know, is F2.0 is proof of stake, not proof of work. And part of the transaction process with the EIP upgrade makes it burn Ethereum as transactions happen. And the idea was it was going to make Ethereum deflationary. Before, Ethereum was super inflationary at like 3.5% per year, and Bitcoin is currently 1.7% per year. But now it's negative. So it's actually... like Bitcoin's more inflationary than Ethereum, so take note because that's going to be bullish. There's less coins, so supply will take a hit regardless. Now, is it going to be a huge hit? No, it's not burning a ton of Ethereum. It's burning like 0.2% a year, but it's basically, you know, before we had Ethereum, which didn't have a technical supply cap. Now it kind of does have a technical supply cap, and the supply cap's shrinking. So a lot of bullish news on that one, right? So. Anyway, we're getting a lot of follows. You guys are blasting my eardrums. Thank you, PX VIS. I don't know how to say your name. but welcome to the stream. So we've looked at Ethereum. Let's check out our ultra strong Litecoin chart. See how she's doing. So Litecoin did blip through $100. We did see triple digits, and we've been marking since this bottom. We've really had kind of a channel walk. It's not the most perfect thing in the world, but it's kind of there. And we've slammed into resistance so far. So not slammed it, we've walked into it, and this has been a crazy run. Let me see what this is. And if you haven't caught some of my other streams, Litecoin's been crazy strong for the past like 4 months. Like, you remember how the Bitcoin chart had a lower low here? Like, Litecoin doesn't have that. Litecoin doesn't have a lower low. It's just been going higher, and it's actually hitting the previous resistance ranges. And I understand this is a lot of crud on the chart. Maybe if I put it on 6 hours, it'll be a little cleaner. But long story short, I'm really interested to see if this thing can hold this channel and get above 100 and stick above it. Litecoin's a little bit like Bcash. It likes really pretty numbers. So let's take a look at Bcash real quick since we're talking about it. So this is an old chart from Stream. We talked about moving up into this SOS region and then, or this resistance region, and then breaking out. And lo and behold, I can't get any closer than that. That's so cool. People question the colors. It's there. It's real. Question the bots. The bots don't repaint. So anyway, we're trucking, but this is the King Daddy up here, 165, 160, 155, 165. We've got to eventually work our way up there, and these are going to be the levels along the way. So let's just draw those real quick. So we have wicked through this one, but we didn't break through it. They tried to hit it again. Now we're just kind of showing support on the channel walker. So just be real careful if this channel walker gets broken, because the free fall is looking here. But honestly, I think you just need to keep an eye on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the one that's going to make or break all this stuff. So anyway, what's up, Vital? How were the waves? How were the waves Saturday? Oh, sure, PX. Let me find a good one. So this is a good one. This is a stepping stone. I assume people understand what I'm saying, so always call me out, because I talk in my own language and I forget that people don't understand. I don't know if I've got the... Let me grab it here because it's on the screenshot. So... colors, this is the color scale for Rainbow Theory. The further you go out, the stronger the color is. So for bullish colors, greens are kind of nothing, blues a little interest, pinks or purples are really hot, pinks are like, oh my god, super strong, whales are going hard. And the idea is think of like a long distance runner. They can run a long time. This is sprinting. They can't run a long time, and the whales eventually run out of steam. The same goes for the bears. The bears can't hold yellows and whites as long, but they can run marathons on red and oranges. So the further you go out, the more intense the move is. Now for RSI rotations, the colors are inversed because you can't really see these X's on the same colors. So for bearish RSI, we use these colors, and for bullish RSI, we use the bear colors. So this is a drive going down, and you can see we actually hit the strongest color here on this candle, which is a pink X. And if you can't see it, let me try to zoom in here. So if you can see these colors, it's a lot easier if it's on your actual screen, but you can see them go from green. So this is RSI strength increasing, and it's forcing your eyes to see it per candle. So green to blue to purple to pink, and then it rotates back out to blue and greens, and then it eventually quits printing altogether. So this is showing you the wall of resistance that is RSI, which is one of the greatest tools ever. And it's showing you the whales pushing into it and bouncing out of RSI resistance until there's none. You also see the color rotations here, where they're pushing from a red to a stronger orange to a super strong yellow, and then they back off. So what this is saying is let me try to get my zoom back to normal. So what this is showing you is that the bears were going really, really, really hard, and then they just completely slammed into RSI resistance, and it wasn't worth their effort. So they had to take a breather, and they took a breather, then they pushed again until they hit RSI resistance here, and then you can see them, they rotated RSI resistance, they gave up, and then there was a third drive. So for what it's telling you, and a lot of people won't be able to see this, like what just normal candles is like, there's drive 1, there's drive 2, there's drive 3, and that's really when the whales are moving. That's when the whales are coming out of the shadows and actually putting, money where their mouth is. So I hope that makes sense. And likewise, this is them pumping all the way up here, and then it breaks, right? So this is them trucking along and fighting resistance. So I hope that explains color rotations. And thank you for the follow, IB Games. I hope to see all you guys in the Discord later tonight. So it just kind of shows you like color rotations as well as like RSI. So you can see them fighting against stuff here. Like this was the complete capitulation coming down into this, and you can see them like tagging pinks, and then you can see the RSI. Like this was up until this point, RSI was increasing the markers, and then the colors got weaker until this point, and then it quit printing altogether. And then we also started seeing the orange colors and the reds come back, which is showing you they're weaker. And like when we covered off the last stream, when you see this type of stuff print and it looks like this, especially when you get a little preliminary support bump, this is marking the beginning of a new range. So you need to draw, like if you're a fib guy, you're like, all right, this is like what I'm going to be working with, essentially is what we're going to form. So just some cheat sheets and tips on how you actually read these tools. But great question. Thank you for bringing that up. What's up, Wowie? What's up, Esk? Barreling 4 to 6 footers. I hate 4 to 6 footers. I can barely kayak in that. Yeah, we'll check out APT and Dust for sure. Thank you for the alpha. No problem, dude. No, it's good stuff because like I've got a lot of OG crew in here. They've been watching me stream for a year, and then I get new people, and I talk like I forget people don't understand that I'm speaking crazy talk. So speaking of crazy talk, let's look at Zcash, then we'll look at ABT real quick. Or someone asked earlier to look at waves, so we'll do that first. SNX versus waves, and I still need clarification. Like, you want me to, what's the difference between SNX and waves, or you just want me to look at both charts in general? Zcash is crazy. And you've noticed, like, I love trading Zcash. I really don't know what's going up with Silbert yet. That's my problem. I don't know if Silbert's dead. I know at least one part of his company has filed for bankruptcy. So I'm real scared of like all the coins that is Grayscale. So let me pull up their stuff real quick. So I'm kind of skittish if these guys are going through bankruptcy. All these coins I'm kind of scared of, except for some of the ones that like they don't have anything. Like there's half a million of Filecoin. I'm not worried about 500,000 getting dumped on the market, but like them dumping 15 billion worth of Bitcoin, that kind of worries me, right? That could be an issue. $151 million with a Litecoin, that could be an issue. Like and this is just saying, and I don't know. I'm just saying is the smoke has not cleared yet. Gemini is still bitching about Barry Silbert and his group. Barry Silbert still got lawsuits he's filing against the SEC. Like, none of this is good look. So I'm just kind of chilling out on Zcash, especially since this chart, I don't know about you, like I don't really see much here that makes me comfortable to think I have an edge here. So I'm just gonna kind of ignore it for now. So anywho, let me see. SNX. I don't know anything about this one, but let me take a look at it. And let me turn on Runnerbot. Let me turn on reversion bands. It's a little messy, but let me pull it off for now. And Channel Walker. Alright, so I really need to change how I'm looking at this on this timescale, but because I don't know this coin, I want to look back. So, okay, so this thing went parabolic and then blew off, and now it's kind of chilling. It has flipped the channel walker on the daily, which is big, but the other times it did it, it rallied, popped, and then that was it. So let's zoom in at 6 hours and take a look. So this was that capitulation level. So this, for the most part, is our range from here to here. And it looks like we have a support block here. We would make this green. Sorry about that. And we've got resistance here as well as here. So those are like my 3 levels, plus there's like an intermediate one here. You can make this orange or red, doesn't really matter. But the resistance here is what's holding it down here. So I'm not crazy about it, but if it does break this level here at like 280, this is your next level to take profit, and then this would be your next level to take profit above that, assuming she runs. But if she doesn't run, you know, be careful, especially since she's tagging through here, and we're getting top signals, but these are pretty decent pumps. But also, with the split volume tool, you can see that they are heavy selling into this. Really heavy selling into this. So it looks bullish, but they're selling into it pretty big on Binance. What was the other one? Waves. Waves USDT. Yeah. She's flipped, right? Like, there's a very distinct change on that. It's just a matter if she keeps going. And you can see we're like tagged this pivot to a T, which is the previous range. So super bullish. We got really awesome bottom signals here, but a lot of these alts, especially if I'm not familiar with them, and I'm not familiar with Waves, even though I have heard of Waves and I have heard of SNX, you know, the problem is if Bitcoin rejects, these will fall on their face. The whales will dump the alts first before they dump Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin starts dumping, this stuff will get hit pretty hard. So you got to be careful, especially all these pinks here. I'm real skittish about longing stuff that's been popping pinks like that. But you can see on 4 hour, yeah, there's a really nice block here on 4 hour. We're above it, but we couldn't get through this one. So just set your alerts and see if it can get through this or if it's going to fall through that. That's really what we'd be looking at there. So, anyway. Yeah. A lot of the alts are going to go crazy if Bitcoin swings. But if Bitcoin dies, like 98% of the alts are just going to fall on their face. And it's going to get really, really ugly. But that's just the nature of how these rotations work with the whales, right? So this is what it is. There we go, so you can see the numbers. What was the other one I was going to look at? APT. Blake has been trading APT. I don't know if he posted his stuff, but this thing's been going nuts. But yeah, always pay attention when you see whale prints come in clusters. And that's why. SHIB will do this. Bam, 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 and then go. And we've seen APT do a crazy run. But frankly, you can see the colors are rotating out. And we got a bear print here. So that's a bearish whale print shooting us through the channel walker. So I wouldn't be bullish on this. And I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole if you were only letting me long it. Yeah, it went on a 450% run, so the move may be done. I could be wrong, and this thing could just bleed out into a SHIB where it goes sideways for a while and then runs again, but you're going to see your whale prints stack up if it does that. So be real careful here. You got to be careful, though, is like this thing has gone up 450%. Like, you get trapped in a late long here, this will destroy you if it comes back and tests this block. So don't give it back. That's the key. Get your gains, but protect it. Because you can lose it all in one trade. Like, a lot of people do that, unfortunately. Who knows? I mean, technically, you could look at the market cap. I don't know what rank it is, but you pretty much guarantee it's not going to dethrone Ethereum. So, whatever the market cap of Ethereum is, you can look at the market cap of APT and correlated price, but frankly, the dude behind it looks kind of wild, so I'm just kind of, I don't really trade it that often, but I'm real petty, so I'm a big supporter of Neo just because they reference the Matrix. So take that for what it's worth. And then what was the other one? APT Dusk. Is Dusk Metaverse? Is it not? This looks a lot like the Bitcoin chart. Let me pull all that off. This really looks like the Bitcoin chart. And we're right up on that pivot, so yeah. I would just be wanting to see if she can steady up and get through this. If she can't, bearish. But the thing is you don't really need to watch this to really find out if it breaks out, if Bitcoin makes its move soon. If Bitcoin doesn't, maybe pay a little more attention, but you can figure it out from that. So anyway. I wanted to ask if you guys knew what on earth happened to Rep today, because I don't. Augur went on a 90% run today. I'd imagine it blew out the machine learning bands. Hey! That's what they are supposed to do. You saw me check it live. I didn't feed this one to you. This is the first time I've seen this. So if you're not familiar, we have machine learning tools now. And this is the machine learning band for our rainbow reversion tool. This red and green is our free version. And if you have the paid premium version, we have the machine learning sides of it. And the idea is the blue one is the never been done before area. So it learns how volatile coins are, and it'll push out the bands as it learns. And that is so freaking cool because it worked here. Like this is what it's supposed to do, and it just freaking did it. And I just showed it live. Like I said, clusters of well prints, pay attention, bam, bam, bam. I don't know what's going on. I haven't heard anybody talk about it either, so I'm kind of curious. Also, thank you for the follow, Louis. We were really getting a lot of follows today, so maybe it's because I'm in a better mood and you guys are making some gains. Who knows? I don't know what's up with Rep. I'm wanting to say it was tied up in some of the FTX stuff. I just don't know. I think it's staking. Who knows? But I'm just looking to see what else is going on. KNC still going. OMG, what a channel walk. I missed this, guys and gals. That is awesome. If she can make it up to here, that would be so cool. But just be careful. When these channel walks break, walk away. That's the rule. CRX. There's a lot. Man, that's the thing. There's so many of these alts have done such great runs, and we're in the middle of like really bad times. I'm just a little skittish because if Bitcoin about faces on this damn pivot, we are in a bad place to be exposed. Yeah, stop. Not Doppel. Vital. I've been watching FET, and it's eating me alive because I was thinking about getting a moon bag down here at like 9 cents. Now it's 40 freaking cents, and it's almost in the top 100. But I don't want to buy pinks that damn high. But look where the freaking reversion band is up here. Let me turn on log so it's a little less crazy. But yeah. Thing's going crazy. One. Let's take a look at one. Yeah, Heartlet. Harmony's still kind of channel walking. That's a bunch of RSI it hit and it bounced off. And it's somewhat respecting the reversion rainbow, the base band here. So you've seen every time it's gone to blue, it's only printed so many blues and it pops again. There's a little green there, but as long as they keep popping it along, they're going to keep working it up maybe, and that'll work. Grabbed a bunch of FET on the original capitulations, sold off way too soon. Yeah, I don't know like how long the AI narrative is gonna last, but people won't stop talking about Chat GPT, so maybe that's gonna push FET AI. I don't know. I just know this is a crazy volatile coin. Like, look at the volume patterns. It's really wild. So, and there's your hidden accumulation. So anyway, Pantoga, what's up, my bro? Hope you're doing well. We haven't talked in a long time. And since Pantaga's here, we have to look at it. We have to look at it. Look at Algo. Jeez. Talk about a V-bottom. This is nasty, 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 but it finally broke through it, and it's gone pretty decent. And if you want to see like RSI rotations, you can see them here too, right? There's a drive with purples, a drive with blues, greens, and then drives with none. And then she went. Not saying it's that simple because your emotions are going to be really hard here, but when you see RSIs rotating out of this reversion band plus the color rotations, it's kind of worth a shot. She's gone up 70%. And if you're like Blake, you'd be looking for like the hourly flip of this channel walker. That's what he likes biting on. So, as well as these catches of it. But so far it's blipped through it a few times. So anyway, there's Algo. Let's see what's oil doing. Is oil online? Oof, $73, which is what we want to see if we want to bottom out S&P 500, but S&P's on a run right now. Let's take a look at DXY. I don't have much to say on oil chart other than that. Ooh, DXY is rallying. Are we done here, boys and gals? Ooh, the 3-day flipped green again. So we've been watching DXY for a year since we really started paying attention to it, and we've been killing it. We were able to spot this, and this was our original target. It was like 118, 120, but we broke out of this curve parabolic run, came down, we spotted resistance, and now it's actually bouncing. The question is if she's going to keep going up. If we can get DXY to keep trucking, you know, this is going to bottom out the S&P 500 like we want it to, but it's going to really hurt because this is going to send all the other commodities down. But you know, that's not on us. We don't make the rule, right? We don't make the rules. So we'll see. We shall see, because this was the definite break, and then we hit rainbow support, and now she's pumping again. So that's crazy. Yeah, if this thing gets above 103, like 104, we've really got to pay attention. I don't either, Stacks. It's just that's the king pivot I've got right here. So that's what I've been charting this whole time. You have to really zoom out on 3-day. But anyway, good to see you, Stacks. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious with the job reports what Powell's going to do with his rates. I actually want to look at mortgages. I'm sorry, I'm blasting you guys with my phone. Let me pull that away. 30-year... What's it? Don't just stick to mortgage. 30-year fixed rates mortgage average. There it is. So mortgages went all the way to 7, and they're down to 6 right now. But we'll see. Yeah, like the inflation number, or not the inflation, like the payroll stuff that came out, like it missed so bad. Like so many people have jobs. Powell may set a higher target. I don't know. I think honestly he's just gonna keep doing 25s for the rest of the year unless something drastic happens. And then he's gonna get his pause, and then he's probably gonna hold that pause till the end of the year. So everyone keeps trying to front run Jerome Powell, but like Jerome Powell does exactly what the hell he said 3 months ago. So if like everything he said in June, he did in December. Like the dude wants inflation under control, and he thinks he's barely turned it. So he's gonna keep, just blipping that BPSs up until he can get inflation to kind of start going down. And once he can keep us a steady downtrend on inflation, he's gonna hold the rates. But these rates are still gonna be high for the Fed, and they keep mortgages up and everything else. So it's really gonna strain the economy. And only till he gets it to his 2% target, or he breaks from what he's been saying he's doing. And you gotta remember, the Fed usually never does all of what they say they're gonna do. They just try to, and then they eventually have to pivot. But he'll eventually pivot. But from what it looks like right now, I think we're gonna get to the point where we get to his terminal rate, and then he just holds it. If he holds it, we're getting close to the bottom, because historically, once they pivot, I think you've got 6 months until the traditional markets typically bottom. Bitcoin's going to bottom roughly at the same time, unless there's a major decoupling, which I doubt it. So maybe this year, maybe next year would be like your fortune teller of like when the S&P is going to bottom out. So we'll see. And the other thing is I've got to go back and look at it, but it's also like what markets think about it. Are people going to consider Jerome Powell saying 0% basis point increase is a pivot, or are they going to wait till he says like negative 25? Is he actually going to have to pull a negative is my big question. So, good chance the big flip is coming. What do you mean by that? The big flip. Because that can mean a few things. You got to remember, we're shooting balloons out of the sky this week, so things are getting a little weird. I don't know if you guys have really paid attention to it, but one of my favorite tweets about this whole China balloon thing is, it goes, someone tweeted and goes, somewhere, somehow in this balloon current drama we're in is a new Top Gun 3 movie. So I'm real excited to see if they do some parody Top Gun 3 shooting a balloon down. It'll be awesome. So in my opinion, rates flip. Instead of going down mid-year, they go up. So you're talking about the Fed increasing rates throughout the entire year. Rate trend flips from down prediction to up prediction. So to be clear, you're talking about Jerome increasing BPSs till like the end of the year. Yeah. No, that's so what you're saying is also what Jerome Powell has said. He goes, we're gonna he's saying right now, yeah, we can look at the bonds. Bonds 30. What Jerome has said, he goes, when I'm going to pause, when I pause rates, we are pausing rates not to flip. We are pausing rates to assess the situation, because he understands the market lags to what the Fed does. And Powell may get to the point where he says 0 basis points this year, like Stacks is saying, and then like inflation keeps getting worse, and he's just going to keep increasing again. He's not going to go from increasing rates to pausing to decreasing. You could see where he goes increasing rates, pausing, and then increasing again. So anyway, but yeah, bonds are going crazy. People are starting to post all that up right now. So 10 years is up with a 2-year. I don't remember what that was. Yeah, so this is just crazy. Perfect color rotation on this. I never designed these tools with the thoughts of tracking bonds, but hell, here we are. And you want an RSI color rotation? There it is. That is pinks to purples to blues to greens to nothing. And then she goes. So yeah. That's what everyone's itching to counter trade what Powell says and thinks he's lying and stuff like that. It's just like, guys, just let it print. Let him do what he says he's going to do. Right? And then we can go from there. But yeah, this stuff's still going up, albeit, yeah, it's still, I wouldn't consider it not going up. Is there an egg ticker? No. I wanted to check that. Just because everyone's bitching about eggs. I wanted, since we've done chocolate and milk, chocolate milk before, I wanted to check that. But hell, let's check milk. Non-fat dairy, dry milk futures, whole milk, powder, skim milk. Let's go this one. Milk futures. Yeah, we looked at DXY earlier. It's popping up probably like 15 minutes ago. What's up, Baldy? Actually, you guys got me curious about stuff. Let me see what the... Let me check the last close on the S&P. Let me go to 4 hour. So the S&P, this is the first top we've had with the H4 runner bot of the past 2 years, to where it didn't hit the next lower level, and it went halfway and then popped back up. But now it's hitting this major resistance levels here, so she may be turning this week and then coming back down. The whole China war stuff and Russia stuff may be a good narrative for that. I don't really know. Let me check Tesla too. Let me check some of the crypto, non-crypto stocks I like. What a perfect rainbow reversion here. Top signal here at 316, pop at 200, pop at 180, and then the bottom at 109. She's going so hot. It went straight to pinks. Let me make sure these colors are right. Yeah, these are zeroed. These are defaults. I don't know. Regardless, you get any type of color rotation out of a pink, you'll likely get a sell signal too soon. And for those who are new here, H4 runner bot settings on Tesla, no tuning, are killer H on the 4 hour. A lot of people trade this and do really, really well. So like, don't mess with it particularly, but like, there's no messing with it. This is what it actually, this is like what the tool actually does. So these actual print here and this print here was actually the Musks themselves selling, and it actually detected it before they announced. So toot my own horn a little bit, but it's cool to see something you programmed actually do that type of stuff live. So Apple did a little swing down here and popped, and wow, that's awesome bottom signal we got on Apple. I haven't looked at this chart in a month or two. Well, actually since here. December. I haven't looked at this since December, and it's gone 20%. So, and by the way, you can set alerts on these too. So you can, even if you're not looking at the charts, it'll tell you. And Apple on H4 default settings is really, really good too. So you would have got that entry to that sell, just probably 40%, 30, 40. How's Costco doing? Costco. Yeah, so Costco did hit our support area and pop. This one did not go up to the levels we wanted it, and it looks like this one's rolling over too, but we'll see. Headline for Costco. They got earnings coming up in March, so we'll see what's up with them. I'm past my planned part of the stream at this point. I'm just looking at stuff I'm actually curious about. Target. So if you guys have suggestions or something, let me know, but I'm going to keep searching through stuff. Target's hit resistance as well. I feel so bad for Target. My wife loves that place, but their quarterly earnings reports are so sad. They're like, yeah, we were profitable, but then inflation took all our gains. And then they were like, we were profitable, but then all the stores got robbed and the robberies ate all the profits. So they just keep squeaking by. Ugh, not Luna Bro. Not the Luna Bro. We can look at it. This is right up Blake's alley. He likes everything that's volatile. Oof. We don't have a lot of data on this, but there's clearly a range here. That's not doing so hot. And then you have your support range here, but doesn't look like much to trade off of, but there's something there. But this is how much volatility is here. Are these big moves or not? 50% swings maybe? I wouldn't really mess with it. GRT? GRT, USDT. Somebody was trading this in the Discord this week, I think. It might have been Fletch. Forgive me, I don't remember. What a beautiful bottom there. With a triple whale print, and then she went. And now she's tagging this pivot from way back in September. I wouldn't touch this at all. Like, we're above the reversion bands. Hell, the never been done one reversion bands are way up there, but pinks at those levels I would not be. This is clear take profit for me. At least partial, but anyway. Love to see about the U.S. housing market if you are. I looked at the mortgage rates, but like what on TradingView do you actually look for the housing profit? Way to go, Esk. That's a killer trade. Like, I don't even know what percentage this is, but it's got to be a lot. 150%. Yo! You just got to be careful because this stuff's gnarly. Really, really gnarly. Yeah, let's look at it on 4 hour. Damn, bottom signals were good on that one. Bam, 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 bam. TP's all the way up. I look at the 30-year mortgages, but is it, what's the one? Median house, that's household income, median sales price of U.S. houses. I look at this one too, but it doesn't show you too much. We have to wrap it up soon, just warning you guys. So throw in whatever you want me to look at next. I'm just looking at random stuff. But I am curious what you guys actually look at for housing. I mean, like, I look at Zillow and stuff like that, but that's not something I'm going to pull up on. I can't chart that, so. ACH, CRX, yeah. Anyway. Oh. It's going to be a really interesting week. That's all I could say. Like, China's already talking about how upset they are that we blew up the balloon. So, not the market, the newsreel this week is going to be really annoying. As is tradition, I guess, but let me switch over to 4 hour. Later, Esk. This is so much strength. I don't know if this stuff's gonna hang. Now, if Bitcoin does, you're gonna see some lagging plays hit, but a lot of stuff is not lagged out. I still don't like that. I'm gonna add an alert here below those wicks. It was the crypto balloon. Hey, they said fight inflation, and they popped a balloon, so that works. Zing! What are futures doing? Coming out of bed. Yeah, Baldy. One thing I have seen people talk about is there were a lot of people that bought at the very, very top of the housing price, like the parabolic housing prices, and they got low rates, most of them, but they bought these houses when the housing prices were going absolutely exponential. And all the people that bought in 2023, like 80-something% of them I heard, and I don't know if this is true, but I think I read something about it, like 80% of the people that bought like in 2023, their houses are worth less. They're underwater right now. and then mortgage rates are like 6% right now for a 30-year. So what I've heard is like there's all these people that are like stuck in these loans or these mortgages that they can't like get out of it. The house is worth less. No one wants to jump in and buy because they're 6%. So what I've heard is all these people are like taking all these houses that are underwater and they're putting them like up for rent, like Airbnb and stuff like that. So like Airbnb is like completely flooded right now is what I've heard, and people are trying to rent stuff like crazy. So, and that's the other thing, right? I'm not an expert in this, but I know what happens if we're like 3,600 was the level we were supporting on the S&P 500, and then we add a housing crisis. That could get us down to these lower levels like 32, 3,000, stuff like that. So that's like another thing I'm really, really worried about, because if Powell holds rates like the rest of the year, like we're not going to get low interest rates on the 30-year mortgage, and like with inflation, the housing costs, and everything, like people aren't going to be biting on any of these houses. So I'm not really sure where that goes, but I'm not bullish on it. I'm more cautious of it than anything, but it could hurt. It could hurt really, really bad. Oh yeah, I did want to look at Mana. Mana did finally top out. Yeah, 6 hours. So yeah, I'll go in hard at 3,300 if it hits. I've been hedged damn near 2 years on S&P on my 401k, and it's just sitting in stables and pissed off Fidelity, but it is what it is. It's not their money. Yeah, this Mana run looks like it's done, or they're gonna have to take a serious breather and get going. But this could be forecasting what's to come next with S&P, right? Or not S&P, Bitcoin. This could be a big BART. Yeah. Don't want that misinterpreted. But anyway. Alright guys, it's 9 o'clock here. I'm gonna wrap it up. Keep it short and sweet, hour-long stream. I will talk to you guys later this week, but if you're new here, like I said, check us out, rainbow-trends.com. You can subscribe. We've got free tools, we've got premium tools, but the Discord's no paywall, so come say hi, and look how we chase whales. So I will talk to you guys later. And actually, let me see if any of my bros are streaming right now. I may actually send you guys their way if they are. Yo, he is. All right, let's send it to Kimba. Been talking to Kimba as of late. Dude's super cool. So anyway, if you guys can, go raid, say hi, show him love. Dude's cool. He's a very good particular OG at trading, and he trades in a way that actually makes me very, very, very nervous. But he's really good at it, so can't hate him. But worth a follow. He's a cool dude, chill. Starting to really highly respect him. So he's starting in about 11 minutes. But anyway, we'll raid anyway. Talk to you guys later.